Welcome everyone. Today we have a new leveling guide for Diablo 4 Season 3. As usual guys, before the season starts, usually I plan a leveling guide, and this works for all the classes. So as you guys can see, I have made a few steps with the leveling, benchmarks and also the different capstone unlocking and also different recommendations. So for this leveling guide, I'll give you guys recommendations, reminders, and also methods that can give you the best experience for leveling in Diablo Season 3. Now coming over to my notes. So what I do is I'll do a quick character creation and also go through the dopamine tunnel farming if you haven't seen it. But most of you might have done it in the previous season, so I keep this one at the end of the video. So use the timestamp to have a look at my step-to-step guide of this particular part. So right away when you guys start the character, the first thing is get your seasonal perks by unlocking the pet question. And I do recommend starting adventure level difficulty because this will allow you to level faster with all the content. The dopamine tunnel is considered to be one of the by far best experience because it allows the players to do the same thing repetitively. And this means you don't have to travel much, you just move back and forth, kill the monsters, reset the dungeons. And do go back to the end of the video to have a look at the guide of how to do this. So you can do the dopamine tunnels all the way up to World Difficulty 3, World Difficulty 4, but keep in mind you'll be getting less loot compared to the other method, but the experience is quite good. Now alternatively guys, if you guys do get bored of farming the dopamine tunnels, you can come over to the Legion events, the Tree of Whispers, and also the seasonal themes, and also the Veils if they're available and if experience is good. I'm actually parking the character in the dopamine tunnels. I'll come out and I'll show you guys the plan. I do recommend having a route to farm the overworld events as well if you're looking for opals as well. Because after level 15, you can be gambling for some crucial legendary aspects in the form of legendaries from the gambler. So here, let's have a look over here. So what I recommend is, so notice that there's going to be Legion events and there will be Rock Boss, and also there will be parts where you can see a lot of the Tree of Whispers. So those are something you can look into if you want to be traveling a bit and collecting a few of the additional loot that is used in the future. For example, killing, the Legion events and also Tree of Whispers will give you, items to summon for the egg boss. And also if you do Helltide later, you have enough living stills to summon for Duriel. Now around level 15, you should be looking to clear dungeons that provide you with a crucial skill, the skill aspects and also codexes. So what that means is you can clear dungeons, you can be crafting your codex onto your gears to have the certain legendary effects for your crucial leveling build. And I do recommend having at least one leveling build guide. I'll be making a few leveling guides for the barbarians very soon for you guys, and I'll be making guides for other classes as well once I get my hands on them. And what I do recommend is to be a little flexible. Let's say for barbarian, we'll use the example for the necromancer. If I got the blood mist, special legendary aspects that is available, then I can go with the infinite mist necromancer for leveling. But if I didn't have that, I can go with blood lens or blood surge because some of those codex are available from farming the dungeons. For the barbarians, if I'm going for Helm of Ancient, there will be a few crucial codex that I will be needing from the dungeons. And really depends on what you can be farming from your codex and also what you get as you're leveling. And if you have a different leveling build ready, if you get one of those legendary item or legendary aspects that is not available from farming the codex, you can be adjusting your build to farm and also level a little faster compared to your original plans. Now at this stage, you can be leveling in the dopamine tunnels level 15, or you can be doing any of those world events to get a little bit additional loot and also opals. After level 15, you can also be doing your specialization, and for necromancer it's level 25 I believe. And then as you keep leveling in whatever method you decide to do, so those are two alternatives. You can go for dopamine tunnels or you can go for the third method. After level 45, I do recommend attempting for the World 2 difficulty to clear the capstone dungeon. This will unlock the Nightmare dungeon and also Helltide, which provides you guys with additional loot and also more ways of getting more experience. Remember to upgrade your weapon and also consider clearing this solo if you have trouble in groups, but it's more fun to play with other players. Now you can also be looting additional items from the capstone dungeon, which tend to drop a little high item level gears because of the level of the dungeon. So keep that in mind. You can be upgrading items as you get them in that dungeon. Now once we have unlocked World Difficulty 3, going for Nightmare Dungeons and also Helltide will provide us with leveling of the, glyphs after level 50. So glyphs, you get glyphs and also glyph experience after level 50, and you'll be getting Forgotten Souls for rerolling legendaries and also upgrading them from the Helltide, which is quite important. Now we'll be looking for a Nightmare Dungeon tier list. Usually I'll go for the top, A tier and also S tier of the Nightmare Dungeons, which give us the best experience. The Dopamine Tunnel farming is still working once you switch to World Difficulty 3 in this particular dungeon, but the trade-off is you'll be getting less quality loots. So do keep in mind guys, if you want to just stick with the Dopamine Tunnel farming, it can still work. But you'll be getting the loot from, the Legion events, the Nightmare Dungeons, and also the World Boss, of course. Now as we keep going, around level 60, 65 or a little higher, you can be looking to go to World Difficulty 3 and also clear the capstone to unlock World Difficulty 4. And then once you've done that, you can come back to farm the Nightmare Dungeons and all the Dopamine Tunnels on World Difficulty 4, depending which one you get the most experience in. And by this point, you would have realized that this is very similar to how we level up in Season 2. Now there are a few reminders I want to go through with you guys. You don't have to unlock the class specialization right away, but usually you get a lot of benefits that is accumulating for your class if you unlock this right away to help you to clear the content faster in the game. The World Boss used to drop some really high level endgame items, and if you had a look at the notes, we'll go through the notes in another video. I want to talk about the World Boss briefly, because the weekly World Boss now guarantees a unique job, and I'll make a video on this part. This is actually quite interesting. This can unlock certain build for your class if you get a crucial unique item, which tend to be a little harder once, as you're leveling your class. Now, because this new seasonal thing is about pets, I do recommend unlocking the pets and also getting the most buff out of them. If you come over to these patch notes, you can see, I do believe they mentioned there's like 12 and also 27. There's like 39 different effects that can be combined. Sometimes a level and bean build will definitely have a part of that to show you which is the best one you can have. But while leveling, just get any buffs that provide a benefit to your class, whether to do more damage or provide your characters to do more damage. So the pet can do damage or you can be doing more damage. But in the future with my builds, of course, I'll have this ready for you guys to find the best buffs from the pets to give you the most effects. Now finally, farming for different Uber Boss can allow you to get your unique items for your build. And if you guys are using the third method or different method of going for the overall event, you can be collecting a lot of items to farm Doro in the future. And always remember guys to farm Doro in terms of a party of 4 players. So this means one set of materials with 4 people will get 4 rounds pretty much. And this is quite good. Now hopefully I kept this concise enough for you guys for the leveling pathway for Season 3 for Diablo 4. So what I do now is I'll quickly go through about character creation and also go through the Dopamine Tunnels with you guys if you haven't seen this part from the previous seasons. So right away what we're going to do is we want to have enough character creation slots. I can't stress this enough because usually you don't have enough and you have filled up 12 out of 12 in the current season. So make sure you delete some characters and have enough slots. Now as I'm creating my character, I'm going to go with skip campaign, of course. I know you guys know that. I'm just going to go through this one quickly, and of course you're going to go into the seasonal realm. And what I want to highlight is I'm recommending you guys to start with adventure difficulty. You will be losing 20% experience compared to the veteran difficulty, but the progression of the game and also the speed of leveling is actually much faster because monsters that dies in one hit, you don't take 2 hits to kill the monster, right? And after you skip the cut thing, I just want to bring you guys the Dopamine Tunnels in case you don't know. Now everything else I'm sure you know. So the Dopamine Tunnel is over here. The faster way to get there is actually from this waypoint, but you'll be starting from this waypoint, of course. So what I recommend is just starting with the waypoint that is unlocked to you, and while you're getting there, you also want to get your claims to your seasonal rewards. So go to your seasonal rewards, get your claims. Actually, I should have got those right. And also over here, come over to the map and also go to your press W. So there's a few hotkeys. Notice here, if I move my mouse to the map, you can see the renal claims. You want to get all your renal claims as you go through the map and as you go through the dungeons. So, no, I'm dragging it all over the place. So here what we're doing is we're running towards the dopamine tunnels for the first time. And next time I will have the other side unlocked. Now I know this is not gonna be like, something new to you guys, but I really want to stress this out because, if you haven't done this before, this is a great way of getting more experience just by doing something repetitively. I'm not saying that you should be doing this all the time because it gets a little tedious, but this is one of the methods that players are doing, and this is one of the methods of getting tons of experience by doing the same thing because of the game mechanics and also because of the dungeon. So once you get to the dungeon, you're going to try to clear the dungeon. You don't have to kill all the monsters. You just kill enough that you have killed a majority pack of the monsters in the dungeon. And then you can reset the dungeon. So instead of showing you guys how to kill all the monsters, we're going to go just show you guys what happens. After you have done most of your dungeon clearing, you can come over here, press reset dungeon by pressing J or your quest general. And then you want to be coming out of the dungeon. So press teleportation back to the nearest town, and then you want to reset the dungeon by coming out of the dungeon. By doing so, you'll be able, so I do this, and I reset the dungeon, right? And then I go back to my portal, and this will allow me to keep farming the same dungeon. And this by far is one of the fastest ways of getting additional experience at any stage of the game. The loot might not be the best, but the amount of experience for this method is definitely the best. Now, if you guys haven't subscribed, it is a really good time to do so, because I'll be covering tons of Diablo 4 related topics and also videos and also guides. We'll be looking to the top meta builds, non-meta builds, leveling up, and also Paragon tricks. We're also looking to the latest events and also official updates, and also changes to different characters and also different builds in the game. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and also turn the notification on, because a lot of you who are watching the videos have not subscribed. You can see 80% of the viewers who are watching our videos have not subscribed. So make sure you subscribe to stay tuned for the latest update for Diablo 4.